Okay, so it's the next instalment. I'm here at the allotment. We've had some horrendous rain. It's been raining a lot, but you're going to see exactly where I left it. But I'll also go through the allotment for you just to fully introduce the size of the allotment. Because I think last week I said I've got a third. It's actually a half. I think at this particular allotment society, you only give small allotments, just that everybody can come and get used to actually having an allotment. And it's a lot of commitment. You've got to come regularly, you've got to water your plants, you've got to cultivate it. It's a lot of work. People probably take it on and then don't. However, let's just quickly go through. So, this is a half a plot which starts over here and goes all the way along up to the greenhouse where mine is. However, I have just a quarter of an allotment. So my allotment starts, I'm guessing it starts about here. Okay, so the allotment starts here. And I've covered already, last week you saw that I dug up and cultivated a small little bed there, covered it all up. You can see the wind's blowing up, so this is my allotment. Today the plan is going to be lift this up here, and then what you'll see is under here there was an area that I de-weeded and took out here, but there was a path just along here which was over a foot wide. Now I've only got a quarter of a plot, so I can't afford to have a foot wide path. It's going to eat into my growing space. So all I'm going to do today is lift up this piece of blue sheet, move it along, and then where the path was over a foot long, I'm going to chop that down, trim it down, so it's maybe 3/4 of a foot, so not a whole foot, and hopefully edge that up, and then hopefully that will be that little bed made. 3, 2. This bed's a nice sized bed, but this path is just overgrown. So today I will be chopping this path down. I don't think you can actually see the path that I'm getting, but I'm just taking just the top layer off, and there is literally no easy way to do it apart from the ground is nice and soft. Especially when the weed and the grass come together. And then I'm going to have to carry all of this. Tell you what I am going to say. It's really good exercise, really tiring. As I'm pushing the pieces in, I'm pushing with my legs, lifting, pulling back. You've got your hands, you've got your back, and you're really pushing up. So it's really good exercise. I know digging might not be the most funnest thing in the world, but it's really good exercise. Okay, so I've got over these pieces of wood, which I'm going to throw in one side there. I'm happy it's straight. So this is the first time I'm actually using a lapel mic just to get some sound, but anyway, by the by, I just wanted to talk to you about a couple of things. During the winter months there's not really any particular things that you can grow. I believe that I'm going to eat and I'm going to want to grow. So I think during the winter months, especially the end of December, which we're in now, January and February, you know, there's a handful of things you can do physically at the allotment. You're not going to be growing. And one of the things I've thought about and what I'm going to do is, because I've just got this allotment, is planning what I'm going to do for the year ahead. Where do I want to grow my potatoes, my carrots, my onions? Having a bit of a plan. Well,
if I do the potatoes here, next year I can do it there. And so having a bit of a plan of what I'm going to do. And while I'm thinking about what I'm going to grow now, I'm also thinking a little bit about crop rotation. So if I do potatoes this year here, next year I'm probably going to do it on another bed. So it's going to be sort of like an equal size, or have an area for 2 rows or 3 rows. And the other thing about growing plants and vegetables, you can't grow the same thing several years running at one in one bed or one area. Certain plants you can't, but some you can't. For example, it may be some green peas or runner beans. Some of them need a little bit more nutrients, a particular type of nutrient, nitrogen or whatever it may be. They need a particular type of nutrient. So once the ground, it's been growing in that particular ground for the first year, then the second year the ground becomes depleted of that. So then if you move it on to the next part, a next area you grow it there, it's going to have a bit of a cycle and come back again. So you've got to think a little bit about crop rotation. So number one, plan what you're going to go and where, and spend a bit of time doing that. Think about crop rotation as well while you're doing that as well. And the other thing is tidying up. I've got a greenhouse just there. On the back of that, it's a bit of a mess. There's odds and sods just around, things that I've left or things that you would have left during the year. For me, it's completely new, so I've got to just tidy up. And the other thing that I would do is changing the layout during the winter months. You can just change the layout of it. For example, I'm going to put a bed here, then it's going to be a path, then another bed, then a path, then another bed. And there's some flowers along there, but I've only got a quarter of a plot, so I don't think I've got enough space for all the plants over there. So I'm going to change some of that over.
So it's the last week in December. I've come, I think I've done everything that I said I was going to do. As you can see here, you've got a proper full-on a bed now, and you can actually see the bed, which I'm really pleased about. Today obviously I put the wood along there, and this path is obviously gone a little bit smaller, so I'm really pleased. The path is now smaller, and that was my objective for today. The bed is now made. I'm going to make some raised beds in the next couple of weeks. Probably not in the couple of weeks, it's going to get quite cold. But what I always do is when I come to the upland, I have a bit of a plan, a bit of an objective. What is the 1 or 2 things that I really want to get to done today? Today was to cut this path down and make the bed a little bit more visible, and I can clearly see the bed, so I'm really happy with that. Thanks for watching again. Weather pending, next week there'll be another instalment, and the plan is I may get some wood to make the bed and make a raised bed, but I may not. If I don't, what I will be doing is this little bit here under this green area here, I'm hoping to replicate another bed, but that'll be next week, and then maybe a little bit of tidying up over here. But thanks for that. End of the day, I've made my bed. I'm going to cover the cover the area up so no weeds, no light gets to it. I'm really happy with what I've done today. Going to get that bed covered right now. Thanks a lot. Feel free to like, subscribe, share and join, because I will be doing this every week even if it rains.